Once in a generation, there emerges a cinematic icon so legendary, so relentless, and so monotone that tribute must be paid. Today we salute a man with a very particular set of movie contracts. A man who spent the past 2 decades angrily whispering into flip phones and single-handedly dismantling every vaguely Eastern European crime syndicate the casting department could find. His filmography includes stone-cold classics like Taken, Taken 2, Taken 3, Taken on a Train, Taken on a Plane, Taken in the Snow, Taken Care of Business, Taken an Important Phone Call, Taken the Gloves Off, Taken a Break, Taken candy from a baby, and are you currently taking any medications? Yet somehow through this cinematic Groundhog Day of throat punches, it's almost unfathomable that he was also the star of Schindler's List, proving definitively that this Oscar-nominated actor can indeed act. He just aggressively chooses not to. So thank you, Liam Neeson. You will find them. You will kill them. And we will keep watching. Even when you're taken to a retirement home. Godspeed, you gravel-voiced legend.
Hey kids, where's the cool parties this weekend?
Hey, we're totally stoked for your party this weekend.
I'm having a pool party this weekend.
For an entire weekend?
I wasn't invited to any parties for the weekend.
No surprise there.
They're having an eyes wide shut party all weekend.
You've heard of Party Hardy? Get ready to party hardly.
There it is. A little bit of CBS canned laughter. Happy Friday. In the immortal words of Rebecca Black, 7:30 a.m. waking up in the morning. Got to be fresh. Got to go downstairs. Got to have my bowl. Got to have cereal. Seeing everything. The time is going. Ticking on and on. Everybody's rushing. Got to get down to the bus stop. Got to catch my bus. I see my friends. I see Alicia. She's a doobie. On the road up north to cooler temperatures. Yeah, and leaving some behind. Hooray for that. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. This morning it is Spider-Man Day. We're going to do a little, not really deep dive, but we're just going to do a Paul Harvey off the beaten path side trail story today about Spider-Man and my adventures with Roy Thomas. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to now close the Rebecca Black's lyrics window. That doesn't need to be open really on the internet. We're going to get down on Friday, though. Cape Catfish tonight, representing home playoff game. And if we win tonight, we'll host another playoff game. I think Sunday. I'm not sure. I have to find that out. I got to make sure I'm around. I'm kind of torn because I'm looking forward to this weekend. Layla has to work tomorrow night, so I was thinking Sunday we'd go to the river. However, I'm also looking forward to an extended run in the playoffs, hopefully, for the Cape Catfish. We get through the hump tonight, it's going to be a whole different story. Yeah, heat wave over. Thank God. Nice 68 out there. It's like 71 here, Gregory. Hooray for that. Yeah, man. Your intestinal fortitude managed to power you through, and here we stand. I don't know. Why is my chat not there? Oh, whoops. Sorry about that. Look at there. There it is. There it is. It's August. It feels like late mid-September, maybe. I don't know. We still fluctuate. But, yeah. Hang out. We got some good stuff coming up. I was going to do a Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, and I said, no, let's hold off. It's been like maybe a week and a half or two. Let's give it a minute. With a great show comes great responsibility, and that's why it's only coffee in the coffee cup, Dennis. Actually, it's just that way because I don't plan ahead. It is National Girlfriend's Day. Hi, girlfriend. I have a wife. She is my girlfriend. I have plenty of friends that are girls that I love, but not like I love my wife. So happy Girlfriend's Day, Carrie, and then happy girlfriends to all my female friends. It's a weird term, isn't it? Not when you're young, right? Girlfriend means obviously one thing. You got a girlfriend. When you're old, it means that you got a secret account. Raspberry Cream Pie Day. Happy Girlfriend's Day to Raspberry Cream Pie. I don't know that I've had raspberry cream. I make the blackberry custard. I don't know what a raspberry cream pie is, to be honest. That sounds kind of messy. Homemade Pie Day. We'll just go with that. National Mahjong Day. Domino, motherfucker. Do you play Mahjong? Just on Windows 98. World Breastfeeding Day. Celebrate that. That is the pinnacle of our existence, is breastfeeding. It is the most primal of our maternal instincts and how we attain sustenance and our species has survived. Without breastfeeding, you would not be here. So cheers to the moms that need to breastfeed. Do your thing. Wherever you're at, wherever it is, people respect them. Give them privacy if they need privacy. But just, it's not a nasty thing. I love titties. I love boobies. Hooray for boobies. But breastfeeding day, we're not talking about something embarrassing. We're talking about a natural process. If you can pee off the deck, then shut up and don't complain. National Yorkie Day. You like Yorkie? Shorzy, you like Yorkie? It is World Naked Sailing Day, which sounds like a terrible idea. The rope burns and Naked Sailing Day. Woof. Hey, good morning, Lucretia. Hope you're doing well this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Having some fun this morning, almost. Not quite fun yet. We're like a lowercase f. More like a FU. We're working on the N. It is U.S. Air Force Day. Hats off the Air Force. Spider-Man Day, as mentioned, and it's Respect for Parents Day. Someone tell my childrens. It's Respect for Parents Day. I get no respect. Hey, I'm like the Rodney Dangerfield of my house, you know. I came home from work the other day, and my daughter was like, hey, where's the sandwich? Today's TIQ is sponsored by Facebook Marketplace, because I have scored a few accessories for my Jeep and things like that for so freaking cheap. I got to take the top off, really badass rack that I wanted for peanuts. And he gave me a free cover, rain cover, that hadn't even been used for the whole Jeep. And he threw in a wall mount rack for the doors. If I take my doors off, I can just stick them on this wall mount rack. I don't have to worry about it messing the weather stripping up. What a nice guy. All that for peanuts. And then I got a roof rack. Like the nice Thule Swedish roof racks. Like the real expensive ones that I'm never going to buy at retail cost. For $100. $100. Sweet. I can throw my kayak on top of my Jeep now. Yay. And they lock so nobody can steal my shit. Double yay. TIQ. If you're average, and I know none of you are average, but for the sake of the argument today, if you are average, you do this over 50 times a week. Just go ahead. You bought a record-based jukebox? Man, I'm telling you, I have too much shit in my house. But if I could swap, like, I don't know, the organ that I have, if I could swap the organ for anything, it'd be a jukebox. And a one that plays 45s. Because I have a library. And I would just geek out. All over the place. But my house is tiny, and I don't have room for a jukebox. But that's so cool. If you're average, I'm jealous. If you're average, you do this over 50 times a week. Guess away. And I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Go for it, Dennis. Oh, go to the bathroom. That's your first guess. You've surprised me. No, that is not it. But that's a curious question. I'm trying to think of how many times you go to the bathroom in a day. So that'd be 7 times a day, give or take. For the sake of saying over 50 times, we'll say it's 8 times a day, but 7.5 times a day. Would you count if you do both? Is that a double bathroom? Do you count 2 for that if you go number 1 and number 2 at the same time in the bathroom? Or is it just to split it up? I don't know. I do know it's time for birthday stuff, and we're going to keep on trucking because I want to have time for Spider-Man. I'm going to play a song for you this morning that I posted about last night on Facebook, but I don't know if you saw it or not. But anyway, this song I don't know that anyone else has heard it except for a handful of people. And you get to hear it. You're welcome, America. Prime debut. It's a real show because I've got exclusives. All right. It's not a new song. It's like 60 years old. I know, right? Check the time. No, but that's a good guess. God, I probably do that 50 times a day. My radio brain has me consistently, and sometimes it's just to see if I think what time it is, to see how close I am. Now, there's a tick I didn't realize I had. All right. Happy birthday off the bat, and I refrained from any embarrassing pictures because I do respect the man. Kevin Ritter, happy birthday, sir. Kevin and I and Patrick and Daryl and just that batch of people, our early 90s college era and beyond, and we're all still fast friends, tight friends, good friends. It's Kevin's birthday today. Kevin finally turns 51 today. The youngster out of our trio, it was me, and then a month later is Patrick, and then a month later is Kevin. A month and a half, but. Drink a beverage? No. Lie? No. That's a good one. Drive somewhere? No. Good guess. So happy birthday to Kevin. Kevin, tried and true, good fella. My first roommate ever. When I moved out of my parents' home at the tender age of 20, I moved in with Kevin in a shitty apartment on Bellevue. It was an adventure. Do I need a key for OPAWS or anything? I don't think so. Should be able to go through. Maybe call him before to ask. I have a key if you need it. My dad's out of town, and my daughter's going to feed his big fat ass cat this morning, Nelson. Nelson's a chonk. Nelson's like a 20-pounder. Oh, 20-poundy. Big boy. Got one of them teeth that hangs out his lip a little bit. It's good stuff. All right. Anyway, let's see. Drive somewhere. River dance. No. Those river dance ladies. An Irish woman will take my soul. You need to see pics of Nelson. Yes, you do. I will have to provide later. I'm sure Layla will take pictures with him. He's just a big boy. He's not like, I took the stairs. He is a chonk. But he's a big cat anyway. He's a big black cat with snaggletooth. Unlock your phone. No, he didn't answer. In my show, but Liz can let you in. Anyway, she gotta go feed a cat. I don't think she has a key to Dad's house. Happy birthday, Kevin. You're the shit. And we're happy you bought a house in Cape now. And I'm going to go dig up all your azaleas. Not azaleas. I don't know. I'm digging up his flowers before he screws up and redoes his landscaping, tears all that shit out. Keep guessing on the TIQ. It's Bruce Skinner's birthday today. Bruce Skinner's going to teach me how to scuba dive again. And he just doesn't know it yet. Happy birthday to Bruce. Your birthday present is you're going to teach me to scuba dive again and help me get in a wetsuit, which is probably terrible when you got a bunch of loose skin, to be honest, if you think about it. I hadn't thought about that till right now. That could be a lot of pinchy. Happy birthday to Shannon Aldridge. Shannon is a runner, and he has ran in almost every state in the country. Shannon's an amazing guy. His son is a friend of Lawson's, and he's a rock star in Ashbridges, kicking Ashbridges. But happy birthday to Shannon. You're a great human. We love you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Brandon Donner. Donner, party of one. Brandon, happy birthday. Callie Welker. Happy birthday to Callie. Callie's an awesome human. And wife to Mark. Happy birthday, Callie. Happy birthday to Jim Beasley. Moose knuckle punch for you there for Jim Beasley. Happy birthday. Listening to music or hearing music. No. Good guesses. Eat something. Mm-mm. Dennis is swinging for the fences, though. He's got some good, solid guesses here. He's resisting. I know he's biting his lip right now, wanting to type terrible things, but you're not. I appreciate it. Happy birthday to Scott Kleesner. Hope you have a fantastic Friday birthday, sir. Happy birthday to Ryan Smith and his alter ego, Navin R. Johnson, and his thermos. Happy birthday, Ryan. 51 looks good on you, you dapper bastard. That's all I got. Ryan Smith and I went to high school together. Even though Ryan was a drummer, we were still friends. So that's kind of cool. Hope you have a great day, dude. Happy birthday. Wake up. You do this over 50 times a week. Wake up. That's a lot of waking up. That's a lot of naps. I mean, if you're waking up eight times a day, you're napping 8 times a day. And that I can appreciate. Or napping 7, sleeping at once. All right, happy celebrity birthday to Jason Momoa. Did you guys see that he shaved his beard off? Did you see that? He took it off. The Jason Momoa beard gone. Reminded me, I did trim up a little bit this morning. I didn't do a great job. I was kind of hurried. But make something to eat. No. But anyway, Jason Momoa shaved off his beard. I don't know if it was for a role or what. Check your email. Nah, that's a good guess. But it was creepy. Tempest Bledsoe is 52. Adam Duritz from Counting Crows is 61. Yeah. 61. Yeah. Happy birthday. Chuck D, a Public Enemy, is 65 today. Bass. How low can you go? Death Row, What a Brother No. Once again, back is the incredible Rhyme Animal, the uncannibal D. Public Enemy number 1. 5-0 says freeze, but I got none. Can I tell them that I really never had a gun, but it's the wax that the Terminator X spun? Now they got me in a cell for the record they sell because a brother like me said, well, Farrakhan's a prophet that I think you need to listen to. What you want to do is power to the people say. Black is back, all in, we're going to win, check it out. Yeah, y'all, come on. Here we go again. Chuck D, man, Public Enemy. My youth soaked it up. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back, dropped in like 88, 89, in, 100%. Drawing that shit on my Trapper Keeper. Thank you, Teresa, and good morning. Your profile picture's so tiny I can't even see what you look like, but I know you're looking good. Careful, wind advisory today. Could have some 20-mile-an-hour gusts, so it's to consider for anyone who has hair. Know it. Just know it. His show on Apple TV looks good. That, I'm assuming, may be the role. Is it like a Western or something? Or like he had like a Crocodile Dundee-looking cowboy hat on. Answer a phone call. No. Good morning, Lindsay. What's happening? What's happening? Wash a dish. No. TIQ still up for grabs. If you're average, you do this over 50 times a week. What is it? So happy birthday, Chuck D. Thank you for all of your talent. Joe Elliott of Def Leppard fame, 66 today. And former North Carolina basketball coach Roy Williams is 75. Happy birthday, sir. Yawn. Ooh, that's a good guess. I would not have thought of that. That's not it. Trevor. What is the deal with the Rainier cherries this year? Why are they so sparse? Why is the only place I found them was at freaking Aldi in Jackson, $5 for a 1-pound container? I don't get it. The black cherries are everywhere. $2.50 a pound, no big deal. Slam them down, and they're good. They're not the Rainiers. And I got that little box, and them little fuckers, the pit just, you just barely bite it, and the pit's like, I'm free. And you don't wasted cherry. There ain't no cherry nuggets left on the pit. No. It's full separation, ready to be done with you. I love them. So sweet. They do the hokey pokey. Then you turn yourself around. I used to be addicted to the hokey pokey. Then I screwed up the joke. All right, it is time for today's History Nuggets. Brought to you by The Groundabout, home of Midwest Delights. 1779, Francis Scott Key, composer who wrote the lyrics to the Star-Spangled Banner, was born. Happy birthday, Francis Scott Key. Mr. and Mrs. Key. Maybe she was keyhole. I don't know. Text someone, no. You've only been getting them at Aldi Jackson. That's the only place I've seen them, dude. And here's the thing. I went to the Small Mart in Cape, I don't know, a month ago, and they had the black cherries. Big mountain of them, you know, the bags open, shit spilling everywhere. Ghetto travel and wonderfulness. Anyway, black cherries, X number a pound. Hooray. Sign next to it, Rainier cherries, X number a pound. That whole side was full of black cherries too. Like somebody said, we got to mark out for the Rainiers, and then they just didn't put any out. It's terrible. Scratch an itch. Hear your name. No. But yeah, that's the only spot. So I got to go back to Aldi in Jackson today. They had bags if you wanted more than a pound. I wanted to see if these were really, really good Rainiers or if they're shit. You know? They were a little waxy. I'm not going to lie. They were a little waxy for my taste. Yeah, that's what my guess is, Alicia. Is there some, and I haven't bothered to research it. I'm some sort of harvest issue. It was on this date that Calamity Jane passed away. She was born in 1853. She died at the tender age of 50 in 1903. 1932, the Mars bar, candy bar, was introduced, which was my favorite bar until they discontinued it. You couldn't get that delicious Mars bar anymore, which is okay. I like my Jeep. The first one was made on this date in 1941. Happy birthday, Jeeps. I had some fun yesterday for about an hour putting on pieces of my Jeep that hadn't been put on yet, like the oh shit handles, the grippy handles for when you take top off. Those had never been installed. So I put those in. I put in some other things, some accessories. Good morning, Julian. $2.99 a pound at Stop and Shop in Connecticut. Dang, for Rainiers? Damn. Dennis he's gonna be bootlegging some Rainiers across the Midwest. 1960. Oh, wait, where am I at? No, that's right. 1962, Spider-Man debuted. It's Spider-Man Day. We'll talk about it in just a little bit. And it was in 1964, the Beatles went number one with It's Been a Hard Day's Night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping, but I'm not, because I got a morning show to do. The Eagles released Witchy Woman on this date in 1972. Oh, that's Evil Woman. That's yellow, my bad. I'm not an Eagles fan, sorry. 1980. The troublesome teenage years and scrambled TV legends began when Cinemax was launched on this date in 1980. And 1 year later, to celebrate the launch of Cinemax, MTV made its debut. Music television in its original music television format without any pregnant teenagers or dumb shit launched. The first video they played was The Buggles. Video killed the radio star. Apropos, given they were a video presentation channel. Right? 1981. And the same date, MTV launched and Rick Springfield hit number one with Jesse's Girl. The dude hates the Eagles too. I know. I that's kind of why I like that movie, because I was like, somebody else. It's not terrible music. I'm just not a fan. You know, freaking Hotel California comes on. You know the song. Everybody knows it. Weird. You can sing every Eagles song because you've been inundated with it. It's just not my vibe. Just to me. Crush their enemies, see them driven before you, and hearing the lamentations of their women. No, but good guess. So MTV launched. We'll celebrate that in the Totally 90s lunch today, by the way. I'm doing the top probably 14 video songs of the 90s. So songs that MTV specifically put into high rotation, whether it was the music, songs were hits anyway, but the videos were the reason MTV cranked them to 11. So we're going to get some of those this morning, or at noon today in the Totally 90s lunch. So tune in for that. Most overrated Real World, most underrated Remote Control. Agree with underrated. And I never watched Real World, but I didn't have cable. Really until college. And at that point, I didn't really give a shit. I still don't give a shit about music videos. I enjoy them on occasion. Don't seek them out. I like the creativity. But I still don't seek them out. It's just not a me. It's weird. That's my piece of technology I guess I didn't ever jump in with. Checks the weather. That's a good guess. Not it. Julian loves the Eagles. And cheers to you. Different strokes for different folks, right? 1987, Bob Seger hits number one with Shake Down, Down, Break Down to Take Down. Everybody looking to the crowd line. Was it Beverly Hills Cop 2, I think, that had that one in it? Good morning, Rick. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. 1990, after writing Blaze of Glory for the film, feathered hair master John Bon Jovi is shot and killed in Young Guns 2, where he made his acting debut as an inmate. He's going down in a blaze of glory. It was so high. Wash your hands. That's a good guess. Not it. 1998, Garth Brooks hits number one on the Billboard country charts with To Make You Feel My Love. Right? Good song. You know who wrote that song? Bob Dylan. It's a Bob Dylan song. Went to number one on the country charts thanks to Garth Brooks 27 years ago. And if you remember this, 2007, the Interstate 35 West Bridge over the Mississippi River near downtown Minneapolis collapsed. It was loaded with rush hour traffic that was creeping along through this ongoing construction project on the bridge. Without warning, the bridge collapsed. Took 111 vehicles with it. 111 vehicles. 13 people died. 145 were injured. It's amazing to me that only 13 people died, all things considered. It was tragic. And our final tragedy on this date in 2020, we lost Wilford Brimley. Diabetes. That'll move us into the happiest man in show business, Stone Richards, Weatherlord. Sir, you've whipped it up. Yes, you have. Oh, now don't kid yourself. He's so humble, isn't he? Stone Richards, Weatherlord, ladies and gentlemen. Quickest cameo ever. Yeah, exactly, Dennis. Takes a leak. No. Yawns. No. TIQ, guess away. If you're average, you do this over 50 times a week. I hope you're above average. I hope you are above average. That's a hint. That's a legit hint. The nice thing about camo shirts, so you get something on it, nobody going to see shit. Hooray for that. Stone Richards says, gosh, what a swell week. I know. What a swell weekend, huh? Yeah, today we are finally over it, over the hump. It was still pretty hot yesterday. Not going to lie. Yesterday afternoon, maybe 95, 96. It was a little toasty. But it wasn't the mosty toasty like we'd been experiencing with the magenta alerts and shit that we'd had. It was garbage. Today, sunshine. Breezy, 8 to 10 mile an hour sustained, about 18 mile an hour gusts coming through the day, but that's okay. That's all right. By the way, my blade showed up yesterday. I am freshly shorn, trimmed up the beard poorly, trimmed up the neck. Can't show you the rest. High of 83 today with mostly sunny skies. Again, breezy conditions. Tonight, a low of 61. Lawson might be wearing a hoodie without me chastising him for it. Mostly clear skies overnight. Tomorrow, sunshine with a high of 82. Let me repeat that for you because we usually get shit on the weekends. Tomorrow is Saturday. We're off of work, and it's sunny with a high of 82. Sunday, sunshine, high of 84. Huh? Yeah, we get a double dip. A weekend of perfection, and I really hope that involves some water. And I'm going to tell you why later. Water is important for more than the inside of you. It's important for everything. Fucking Waterworld, such an underrated movie. I'm kidding. Wicked Games, man. That's a song I want to cover sometime. I need to learn the chords. It's not hard. Just remember to resolve in the major. Shake hands. No. Love on your kitties. Should be a yes, but it is not. Takes a drink. That's right, Dennis. Dennis is our honorary Wilford Brimley. But he doesn't have the mustache. And that's okay. Says I love you to their better half. No, that's a good guess. So anyway, decent weather, great weekend. We're going to talk about water here in a little bit. Stone, I know I will see you tonight for Cape Catfish Baseball. Stone Richards is going to be my special guest tonight in the 7th inning to sing the 7th inning stretch. So if you're at the game tonight, stay tuned because I'm going to introduce Stone Richards, Weather Lord, as your 7th inning stretch guest to sing tonight. What does that mean, Darren? It means that I've sung it all season and he really doesn't have anything to do with it. Ha ha. Hey, see you tonight, sailor. Brekkie Bits time. Banana pancakes. Ooh, 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 ha, ha. Mentally cuss somebody out. Passive-aggressive vengeance. No. Think dirty thoughts. That's 50 times a day, Lindsay, not 50 times a week. Psh, I'd hope you'd do better. Think about their moms. No. Fabulous Troy. Troy and Stone Richards will be hanging out tonight. Ken Jennings, Jeopardy whiz kid, right? Ken, mega winner forever. VIP Hall of Fame. He's got Jeopardy. He's got Alex Trebek on a platinum necklace around his neck. Think about going to the gym. No. Good guess. Ken Jennings and Matt Damon won $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire this week. They did it for Matt's charity, water.org. That's right. I expect all of you to be above average. Chew. No. Gregory. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. All the insinuations and innuendo you can spare. But that's cool. I'm glad Ken and Matt raised some money for their charities. That's awesome. The LA Chargers and Detroit Lions kicked off the NFL preseason last night in the annual Hall of Fame game. I did not watch. I was otherwise indisposed. I was probably disposed. I disposed of some things when I took out the trash. News out of Branson, Missouri. Branson police have arrested infamous Highway 65 flasher. What's that? She's a 102-year-old woman who is repeatedly accused of exposing herself to passing drivers. 102. Curse, no. Brush their teeth, no. Ignore a phone call, no. Good guesses. If you're average, you do this over 50 times a week. What is it? Neil McDonough says it hasn't been easy to maintain his no kissing rule during his acting career. Neil is a happily married and very devout Catholic, happily married man. Says his lips are reserved for his wife. His rule, he's very staunch about this, his rule even got him fired from the ABC dramedy Scoundrels. Got him fired because he wouldn't kiss his co-star or do any sex scenes. Said, nope. I shall abstain from such things, thank you. Cheryl doesn't appreciate it. I don't know what his wife's name is. But anyway, hey, kudos to him. Fucking, you put your box out there. You still working? Watch the news. No, that's a good guess. Jeannie! Jeannie got it. It's say thank you. That's why I said I hope you're all overachievers. Let's hear it for Jeannie Muckerman. With an aggressive ringing of the cowbell. And you got it. It is. It is saying thank you. Bravo. Jeannie did it. She nailed it. Friday special. I saw your hubs yesterday, probably heading home. I didn't realize you guys had a white Jeep. He had his topless. He got the doors off. He was looking pretty sharp in his scrubs. I'm not going to lie. You're a lucky woman. But yeah, I'm just this close to being able to take mine out and get it butt naked. And I hope to do that this weekend. Freedom panels are coming off the day regardless. With no rain in the foreseeable future till at least Monday, we got to get partially naked this weekend, says the Jeep. But good job. Tim McGraw, by the way. I mentioned my freshly shorn look this morning. Tim McGraw saw it on my Facebook Live not too long ago, said, I'm going for that. So he shaved his head. Tim McGraw has joined the Brothers of the Bald. You're a little partial to him. There is a new book that's coming out that claims that Britain's Princess Margaret, Queen Elizabeth's sister, Princess Margaret had fetal alcohol syndrome due to the Queen Mum's drinking. That is what this new book says. For those of you who give a shit about the royal stuff, go for it. I have mentioned my affinity for Murder, She Wrote and the lovely stylings of Jessica Fletcher. They're going to reboot Murder, She Wrote. How dare they? But Jamie Lee Curtis in the lead role. I'm on the fence. Murder, she wrote. Murder, she... Welcome, Mr. McGraw, son of Tug. Tug. I know. That's a good name. That's an auctioneer name, right? Chug Kreitz, Tug McGraw. Tug had a four-seam fireball, some bitch. My Jeep is almost ready to drive as the anthem of all Jeep owners. Yeah, now I've been driving the shit out of mine. My garage is not ready for topless season. That's my issue, and it's because I got the Durango in there still. So hopefully get the battery swapped today, get the Durango the frick out of my property, and then I can pull in and go. Pff. Okay, by the way, the word dude, the dude abides. We talked about that a little bit this morning, but the word dude, if you look back in history, in the old vernacular, 50 years ago or so, 1870s, 1880s, dude referred to a guy that was over the top as far as, like if you watch Tombstone and the sheriff in the town that has he always wears the three-piece suit and the dapper bowler and, yes, well, I'm curling my mustache. That's a dude. You look like a dude to me. Well, they were Yankee Doodles, and dude became short for Yankee Doodle. That's where dude came from. Now, it's just dude. It's always Michael Myers. Once again, it's Michael Myers. All right, we're going to get into a little Spider-Man chat here. It is Spider-Man Day, and today I want to regale you with a short story because it's already 7 after. We're going to travel back in time 6 years, 6.5. And this was when I was more involved with the Uptown Jackson Revitalization Organization. But the Uptown Jackson Group, UJRO, that was our Missouri Main Street Group, is the Missouri Main Street Group, and they've evolved ever since. But they held this event called the February Annual, which was basically in cooperation with the Cape County History Center and the amazing Carla Jordan and her crew. And they would host an artist, whether it was a plein air painter or an illustrator or a writer or something like that. But every year they'd host an artist to come in, do some labs, do some whatever, and then also meet and greet with the people, do some speaking. A nice little February art annual kind of event. And that has moved on its own as well. The February Annual back in February of 2019 was to feature Jackson native son Roy Thomas to bring him back home to talk about his amazing history. And I'm not going to rabbit hole a Roy Thomas deep dive here or anything, but as involved as I was with, I may even still have been president at the time, I don't remember, but with Uptown Jackson and being friends with Carla, and who I love to death. Carla's amazing, and Doc is too. I mean, high five to the sidekick, Carla, but you guys rock. Anyway, she knew how much of a tech geek I am, and I've got all kinds of toys and tools and things to do stuff. Roy Thomas, to give you a side note, was at minimum, comic book writer supreme, eventually becoming editor-in-chief of Marvel under Stan Lee, like they were friends, right? So Roy Thomas grew up in Jackson, graduated. I think he's like 5 years older than my dad, maybe a little older. But he, oh shit, there's my daughter. Hello. Okay, we'll try the front. If the front's locked, then just go in through the garage side door, and that garage door by the deep freeze and all that should be open. That's usually what he leaves open. No, it's okay. I think you'll be all right. Try there. If that one's not, if the garage door isn't open, then try the basement back door. That one might be open. It's Opaw. All right. Okay, love you too. Bye-bye. She forgot to come by for the key. She is her father's daughter. Anyway, Roy, big comic book career. He came back to town to talk about that, to talk about some things, meet with some people, comic book fans and so forth, and sign some things. Really nice guy. he moved to New York in the early 60s after graduating high school. I think he graduated in 61, so maybe he's 3 years older than Dad. Graduated high school, moved to New York, started seeing success there. His friend Gary Frederick, who had also graduated from Jackson, he moved to New York following Roy after Roy had some success. Gary was also a comic book geek and wanted to write and draw and so forth, whatever. So he moves to New York, too. So the two of them are roommates in the early 60s New York. They're digging in the scene of writing for Marvel and working into the comic book world and really adopting the whole New York hippie vibes and everything else, right? So getting into it, part of their fun and frolic that they did for a side project while they were doing this, and this really wasn't a focus of the February annual, by the way. This is a side trail on a side trail, but they decided to write a song, a campy 60s era vintage style song about Spider-Man, you know, kind of that rockabilly vibe, campy with the girls singing in the background, exactly what you'd expect, about Spider-Man, just for fun. And they recorded it at a studio in Flatbush. And so fast forward 60 years, and Roy's coming to Jackson, and Carla says he's got this record that they recorded that nobody's heard in probably since 1966 or so. Long story short, we got to cut this down. He mailed the record to me in a flat FedEx envelope, and I'm not talking no sleeve, nada. Just the freaking, basically studio press record, the 45. First off, this right here, what you're seeing is these windows were painted for the event, and then they were, you can kind of see the Wolverine projection on the side of the building. So anyway, we had really cool uptown artwork. Here is a picture of me and the fam 6 years ago meeting Roy. Roy's the guy, of course, down front and center, and that's Layla behind him. She'd be embarrassed to see this, and Lawson standing next to him. He signed 2 cards for the kids, to each of them. I think Layla has Elektra, and I can't remember which one Lawson has. But anyway, those are at the house, hermetically sealed, and there's Chonky, Darren, and Carrie. So that's fam meeting him. So anyway, this is a picture of the record label, and this is what I posted on Facebook yesterday. But they recorded this song. They put it on to like maybe 3 copies total, and I mean that's it. So now I want to play you the song so you can get a copy, or you can hear what it sounds like and everything else. I said I was going to do that. Hey, Diamond, good morning. Let me see what else I missed. Okay, no. So here we go. I'm going to play the song, and you can hear it. 1, 2, 3, go.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Oh, here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Oh, here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Oh, well, who's that man dressed in red and blue? Oh, here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Well, if you live outside the law, you know he's gonna get you. Oh, here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
But that creepy guy is riding for a fall. Nobody loves you when you crawl along the wall.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man! Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Well, he sticks up on a villain who's committing a crime. Here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
And he saves a pretty girl just in the nick of time. Here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
He does a lot of work, but he ain't got much bread. Baby, how's about we go and
Cheesy, isn't it?
web?
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man! Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Springing from the rooftop, crawling on the floor. Spider-Man is there to fight the villain some more. 1 minute you see him, next minute you don't. Like widows go out with me, but the pretty girls won't. One lovely summer night, we Friday had him a date. Oh, here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
But the underworld delayed him, and he showed up real late. Oh, here he comes.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Well, he knocked on the door, and he stood real close beside us. Then her daddy said, my daughter can't go out with no spider.
Look out! Here comes Spider-Man! Look out! Here comes Spider-Man!
Riding on the subway, creeping on the bus. You can bet old Spidey's having some unreal back where folks don't think you're sincere. Well, someday Spider-Man is gonna change his ways.
Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
He's gonna find a way to really make him some hay.
Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
He's gonna change his style and stop chasing crooks.
The girls might like me better if I'm in comic books.
Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
There he is. There's that Spider-Man, brother. Step on him. Somebody get him. In here, Wally. Somebody step on him. Get him.
All right, so there you go. That is the Spider-Man song that they recorded, and I hope you enjoyed it. It is. It's campy, right? It's like Monster Mash style things. Very vintage 1964, 5, 6-ish, right? When's the Iceburg remix dropping? Never. By the way, so again, Gary Frederick and Roy was, his career skyrocketed. Gary's career did not stay within the comic book industry, but the two of them, most notably, Gary and Roy, co-created Ghost Rider. So if you're a comic book geek or you're an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or a Marvel geek, Ghost Rider was their baby. Roy's career, though, he went in to be editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics as the first successor for Stan Lee, lengthy writing stints on Marvel's X-Men and the Avengers, DC Comics All-Star Squadron, a whole bunch of stuff. Roy co-created Vision, Carol Danvers, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Yellow Jacket, Morbius, Ghost Rider, as mentioned. Just this massive list. He was inducted into the Will Eisner Comic Book Hall of Fame in 2011, Harvey Awards Hall of Fame in 22. So he came home. Folks got to hear him speak, got to meet him, talk comics, and it was just great. And I had the pleasure of returning his album to him. I did not keep the 45. Still blows me away that he mailed it in this just flat paper envelope, right? Did not get destroyed. Hooray for USPS not fucking that up, because, like I said, he had a copy. I think he said, we exchanged a few emails after the fact, too, back and forth, and his agent person that was with him was a really, really nice guy. And as mentioned, he signed a couple of cards for the kids. So he mentioned there may be 2 copies of that album. The one he has, he said he's pretty sure Gary had one, but doesn't think he has it anymore. Gary passed away, unfortunately, in August of 2018, so only about 4 or 5 months before Roy came to town. He lived in St. Louis. Gary didn't. But anyway, they are pretty sure they gave a copy to Stan. He has no idea what happened to it. It could be stuck in a book somewhere on Stan's bookshelf. You know how grandpa libraries are. But it's an iconic piece of comic book history, sideline style, and to me, it shows the more human side of these creative people, right? Different people, comic book people and creative people in Comic-Con. We're nerds, we're geeks, we love it. Freaking Queen plays in the background when you walk on the field. Let's go. You didn't suit up for the normal. You sought to soar. So hooray for Roy Thomas, hooray for Gary Frederick, and hooray for finding your wings on Spider-Man Day. Oh, and by the way, on February 23rd, 2019, Jackson, Missouri declared Roy Thomas Day. And in a ceremony, he was awarded the key to the city. So there you go. And that's your little Spider-Man Day deep dive from me. Thanks for tuning in. It's time for Spy the Lie. Dare we ever go through a Friday without a Spy the Lie? Shit the bed. Let's go. Let's see. Did she get in the house? Garage was unlocked. Nelson bowls were still mostly full. Okay. Well, that's good, I guess. All right. He's a big boy, like I said. He doesn't eat every 15 minutes. He starts to lose pressure. Yeah, and the Ghost Rider thing, like, I forgot the illustrator's name, and that's terrible to me, but the one that drew it. But, like, when he drew it out, it was based on a cowboy outfit from a previous Ghost Rider, a Western version that was in there. They couldn't do a helmet, so that's why he went with the flaming skull, because it just looked cooler. And the outfit, that kind of almost Vegas Elvis-looking thing, was really based on the cowboy outfit. And he wanted a black outfit, but he used the pinstripes so you could still tell where the body was moving in the illustrations. That's the only reason there's pinstriping on the suit. Otherwise, it'd be straight Black Widow vibes. All of the following movies open in theaters this weekend with the exception of one, Spy the Lie. Is it Holy Ghost, Queen of Bones, My Vacation Adventure, She Rides Shotgun, The Way We Talk. Which is the fake movie? Holy Ghost, Queen of Bones, My Vacation Adventure, She Rides Shotgun, or The Way We Talk? It is My Vacation Adventure. That one doesn't open until you go to your aunt's house. And she breaks out the slide projector. Did you guys ever have, back in the day when you used actual slides with the carousel on top? Here's Uncle Terry round the side of the house. Here's Uncle Terry on the porch in the front of the house. Here's another shot of Uncle Terry on the porch in the front of the house, but from a different angle. All right. No, it was my vacation adventure. All the following are the names of real restaurants that actually exist, except for one. Goofy names, which one's fake? The Dairy Godmother. That's a good one. The Dairy Godmother. High Stakes, Steaks, High Stakes. Lord of the Wings. Yeah, Lord of the Wings. Walk This Way, W-O-K, Walk This Way. Thank you. Or Pasta La Vista, baby. No baby, but Pasta La Vista. The Dairy Godmother, High Stakes, Lord of the Wings, Walk This Way, or Pasta La Vista. I'd eat at any of them. If you've got a fun name, chances are you care enough to make sure your food doesn't suck. Joe's Barbecue and Foot Massage. They Went Back Home. The End. Starring Liam Neeson. Troy says pasta. It's actually High Stakes. Now, that said, wheat-infused steaks may be just around the corner. I don't know, but High Stakes is fake. But you can go visit the Dairy Godmother somewhere. I don't know where. All right, last one. All of the following are the real names of actual Major League Baseball players currently playing in the league, except for one. Spy the fake name. Who's the fake baseball player? The rest of these are all legit MLB players with funny names. Is it Jason Junk, Miles Mastrobuoni, Frank Furter, Richard Lovelady, or Akil Badu? Walk this way. Cook this way. We want you to stir fry, bitches. Is it Jason Junk, Miles Mastrobuoni, Frank Furter, Richard Lovelady, or Akil Badu? Akil Badu, or Badon't. Badonkadonk. And then we're going to talk about my mental health for just a hot minute before we hit our warm and fuzzies. I had to go back in the week to find a third warm and fuzzy this week. The third one they put today was shit. I don't like warm and fuzzies about people throwing extravagant parties. That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. Why didn't you just have a regular party and donate that money? Junk, Frank, Miles. Oh, shit, Greg Buckles. Ho, hi, Buckles. Love you, man. Happy Friday. And Troy is correct. It is Frank Furter. There is a Jason Junk. There's a Miles Mastrobonian all over the field. Richard Lovelady, he's probably related to Randy Ray. And Akil Badu, that was just too complex for me to make up. So there you go. Good job, Spy the Liars. Or Spires of the Lie. That's better. Context. River time, damn it. Look at this. We're knocking out the cactus from the last time we got out to the river, which was too long ago. This is from like a month ago. We've just been busy, and the weather hasn't been that cooperative or conducive to a nice river adventure for the times that we could fit it. However, that said, I'm hoping to get some this weekend. And with the Swedish love bars on top of the Jeep, I can toss my own kayak up there and just get my ass out and go fishing. Whatever I want to do. Hot damn, I can't wait. Utility. Anyway, Wallace J. Nichols, Ph.D., author of Blue Mind. It's not a John Tesh album. It's a book. Blue Mind, he spent years studying the benefits of just being around water. Not limited to my river time. Oceans, lakes, waters, ponds, fucking puddles, if they're big enough, I guess. I don't know. Being around water, the effects therein. He spent decades, centuries studying the benefits. Vampire and Dr. Wallace J. Nichols. So number one, if you think about water, if you think about your experience with water, unless, of course, you have a phobic of water, aquaphobia or whatever you call it. If you're phobic of being in water, being around water, stresses you out, this doesn't apply to you. You can pretend it's sand dunes or I'm talking about or something. But anyway, water calms us, typically. Water tends to calm us, being around water, the sounds, the visuals, the whole 9 yards. Why does water have such a calming influence? Dr. Nichols says it holds our attention in a way that experts call soft fascination. Some of us call it tripping a little bit. Soft fascination means it's relaxing but interesting, which is very different from saying looking at like a blank wall, a nice blue wall. Oh, the color is calming, but it's different looking at water, right? Water has complexities, but it is also visually simplified. It's kind of a best of the both worlds for your brain. Your brain doesn't turn off necessarily. You're not just like the Billy Madison kid that you didn't know if he was going to drool or whatever. You don't turn it off. Instead, your brain becomes just more relaxed, more open to creativity, more open to happiness. That's why you want to roll a spliff and hang out on your kayak. This is good mental health for some under moderated circumstances. I'm not going to get myself in trouble there, but I'm just saying water is calming, relaxing, boosts your creativity. It's good stuff. Are there actual physiological effects as well? It is well documented that being in water or near water can lower the heart rate, slow your breathing, especially if you spend too much time underneath the water. Damn it. Can't resist the easy ones. It can lower the heart rate. It can slow your breathing. It reduces stress and anxiety. It is well documented. Tippecanoe and Tyler too. Goes all the way back then. Anyway, that's my point. It's mental. It's physiological. What if you don't live close to a beach? Or what if you live in the middle of the Sahara Desert? Well, that's a terrible place to live, and your ass needs to move. But you find a nearby lake. You probably have a park within 30 miles of you that has a nice lake, public access, maybe a state park. Maybe you don't like swimming. Maybe you don't like getting wet. I like the concept here, Darren. I'm not scared of water, but it's just not. I don't like getting in that shit. You don't like getting wet. What are you, a cat? Find a vacation spot with a balcony that overlooks water, or a window seat where you can hear the ocean. Whoosh, whoosh. Some people feel the same effects in the pool or in a bathtub. You don't have to be in a large body of water to get this. Rubber ducky, you're the one, and you're all happy. It's good. There's a reason that people sing in the shower. The point isn't it's ocean or nothing, okay? The point is to connect with water wherever you can get that connection made. I hope you get some this weekend. I'm planning on making that connection somehow, some way. And that's going to take us into Warm and Fuzzies. Friday Warm and Fuzzies for the ladies. There it is. That was rather still me and Carrie. That's not what I meant. That's what I meant. Look, it's the un-Nick Hexum, a man with hair on his chest. I mentioned yesterday on Mike FM about Nick Hexum's shirt removals. It's becoming a thing. And I'm glad for him. By the way, Nick Hexum, lead singer of 311, devilishly handsome, and also released an EP yesterday. Was live streaming the playthrough. It was kind of cool. He's pretty transparent, and I like that. I like that a lot. I'd like to have a conversation with Nick. We can just do a Facebook Live and hang out. But he's a good dude. From everything I read, everything I hear, he'd give you a high five. Wish you the best. Good karma. All right, freaking A. It's warm and fuzzy time. We're going to, as I mentioned, I kicked one off the boat. I said, you're not a warm and fuzzy. I mean, hooray for this kid. But her quinceañera was like a 7-figure quinceañera, which she had her own McDonald's and a whole bunch of shit like that. And I'm like, well, that's unnecessary. So we didn't mention it. But we did. But WSAV says an Effingham, Georgia firefighter recently saved a baby from choking. Its mother. No, just kidding. The heroic firefighter named Tucker Woodcock. He was off duty. He heard a call for a 6-month-old that was choking on the radio, but he was off duty. Never off duty. No, sir. He rushed to the scene, performed the Heimlich on the infant. Tucker saved the child. Tucker Woodcock, you're the biz. Thank you. Thank you, Tucker. Cockles. Let me see. We're up to the bottom of the G on the cockle fillings. Let's go. This one's probably going to put you over the top. NBC reports a Poway, California man named Jim Irish needs a kidney transplant. No joke about that. By the way, if you're not an organ donor, be an organ donor. Do that. You don't need any of that bits and pieces. They know callipy jar to put the guts in. Just let somebody else have it. That shit might save a life. You might give somebody a whole new chance at existence. Donate your organs. Fucking donate your organs. Anyway, Jim Irish, he needs a kidney transplant. His wife, Myrna, turned out to be a perfect match. The odds of her matching, this is to show you true love, right? The odds of her matching for Jim to be a viable donation, 1 in 100,000. Should have bought a scratch off. Jim's surgery, is scheduled for a week from today. We wish Jim Irish and his wife, Myrna, the best recovery and a successful transplant. Surgeons are very optimistic about the procedure. Hopefully, down the road, we'll hear that they're both doing great. But what an amazing sacrifice. Right? Forever. Till death do us part. Or until my kidney is your kidney. He gave her a ring. She gave him a kidney. And your final warm and fuzzy, by the way, let's see. We were here, about here. We are just, we are a third of a thumb away from full cockle fillage. Whew. WSB says 2 deputies and a bystander in Covington, Georgia, recently rescued a man from a burning house. Deputy Shardell McFarland and Corporal Troy Mason helped move the victim to safety. Now, the Newton County Sheriff's Office thanked also Good Samaritan Marcus Gaither for his quick actions. I don't know if he's any part of the gospel groups. The victim was treated by the Covington Fire Department, expected to make a recovery alive because of those fast-acting heroes amidst us, Good Samaritans and first responders. Thank you. Thank you for what you do. Somewhere in the subcockle area, in the little Harry Potter under the stairs area, there's a Dennis tucked away, but still in my heart. Still in my heart. No matter what the cockles say, still in my heart. That's going to do it, kids. That's your rock and roll morning show. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Have a great weekend. Catfish playoffs tonight. CapeCatfish.com for tickets. 6:35 first pitch, unless friggin' O'Fallon's bus breaks down, but I don't think it will. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Get some water time. Go stare at a fishbowl if you need to. All right? Take care of yourselves. And as Jerry said, and each other. And in the immortal words of Mickey Sharp, peace, I'm out of here.